What's up guys, my name is Sean from White Jade Productions, and today we're going to talk about sound. Do you need a lav mic to get good cinematic quality sound, or do you need a real mic? If you've been following this channel for any period of time, you know that it's primarily cinematography based, but that's not even a majority of what I do into my day-to-day life. I'm primarily a sound designer. I've had consistent sound design work in TV, feature films, short films, commercials, promos for about a year and a half now without a single day's break. There's always something to sound design sitting on my desk. But sound design isn't the only thing that I have done before. I have also mixed sound on set for feature films and TV shows and on a bunch of short films and commercials. I have used mics that are really expensive, like the Sheps right here. I've also used some really cheap mics like the old classic Rode Mic NTG. I can tell you which mics you need to buy and which mics you need to absolutely stay away from. If you're just a beginner looking to get into video, we're gonna cover the kinds of mics you should be getting in this video. And if you're more advanced, I'm gonna tell you what kind of mics you should get and what is honestly not worth the money. Before we get into talking about shotgun mics, I do wanna talk about lavs real quick. I don't like lavs for filmmaking, and I want that to be clear. There's always a better option than a lav for filmmaking. It's an absolute emergency last resort option. I avoid them at all costs. They don't sound good for films. That's because we're usually putting this under layers of clothing. Sometimes we're taping them to people's skin. It's a lot of work and we almost never ever use them. So no, I don't like lavs for film. Most filmmakers don't. However, if you're just gonna be using them for YouTube videos or any other kind of social media content and you don't care that you can see them, you can put them right where you want on somebody's shirt. Make sure that that shirt is cotton, and honestly the audio sounds great and it's less effort than bringing around a whole miking setup. The mic I'm using right now is the D80 S Mic 2. I like this mic. I just bought this mic. It sounds absolutely phenomenal and I got it for a whole host of reasons that I'm not going to get into in this video, but it is a good pickup. Now, a lot of people hate on this mic and plenty of other mics, mostly because it's videographers, not even cinematographers, not even people who often work with this, like a dedicated sound person who's getting paid $1,200 a day to be there. They're videographers complaining about mics. I'll be honest, they're probably just regurgitating what they've heard and they don't know what they're talking about. Like I've said, I have mixed on big sets. I've been doing this for a number of years and I have a plethora of experience doing it. I know what's good and what's not, so you can trust this video to be a bit more accurate. I'm pretty loose about my sound quality from a mic. I don't care as much, but I will tell you what's good and what's not. And the DD mics overall are pretty good. Every audio bit that I've heard from them sounds fantastic. Most audio quality comes from how close the mic is and the angle of the mic. For example, my mic right now is about 2 feet away. And for this mic, it's a little bit close, but I want the audio to be a little warmer because I like to control that with EQ in post, which, by the way, if you want your audio to sound good, there are 2 things you should be doing. You should, 1, just be doing some level of denoising just to get rid of the reverb in the room a little bit, make your mic sound closer. 2, a little bit of EQ. That will make whatever mic you're using sound 10 times better, even if it's a trash mic. Some of the more popular shotgun mics are pretty much all Sennheiser. Sennheiser mics are phenomenal. Some of them are better than others, and there's almost always a better option other than Sennheiser out there. You can't go wrong with them. If you got a lot of money, you could get the Sennheiser MKH416. I see that one a lot on set. It's very, very popular. It's almost $1,000 though, so consider that. The runner-up to that, and I see this one a lot in the sports realm and more the videography realm, is the Sennheiser MKE600. It's a short shotgun mic. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's great for interviews. It's great for talking head stuff. It's great for on-camera operation, and it's great for sports if you need a little bit of reach. It sounds pretty good. It's not the best out there. To be honest, some of the mics I hear the most about and I'm just not a fan of are the Rode NTG mics. The NTG 4 Plus is actually a good mic. I do like that. The NTG3 is fine, mostly because they're short shotgun mics. They're meant to be used on set. That's kind of what they were designed for. They were designed for a dedicated user. Some of the other Rode mics, just Rode in general, just sound okay, I'll be honest. They don't sound great, they don't sound horrible, but they don't sound great. So if you want audio that stands out and that's something that's superb, I would avoid Rode. There are just better options. However, they're a fine budget option. Now that we've gone over some of the more pricey and expensive and honestly nice options that you should be saving up for, let's talk about what not to buy, because there are a lot of trash mics out there that you should not buy. I'll be honest, don't spend under $200. Unless you're buying used, please don't spend under $200. You should be spending over $250, over $300 for something nice. If it's used and it's cheap, great, go for it. But the expensive stuff just is better, and mics just are expensive. Some of the phrases you're gonna hear is short on-camera DSLR mic. You will hear that kind of marketing from Rode, from Audio-Technica. By the way, avoid Audio-Technica. Audio-Technica sucks. I don't care how much they say it sounds like Sennheiser. It's so noisy, and in my experience, Audio-Technica mics just break after a while. Like, they don't totally break, but they just sound worse and worse. They get a little moisture in them and they kind of just fall apart. And so if you can afford a mic that is moisture resistant, please do, because if you're, you know, out in the rain, you don't have to worry about your mic breaking, and it's just nice. Now, like I said, I'm recording my audio on a Deity S-Mic 2, and I personally really love it. It's not necessarily a mic you'll find on most lists if you Google best shotgun mics, but it sounds phenomenal, mostly because I think it straddles this difference in being a long-range shotgun and a shotgun that can work indoors. It's marketed as an outdoor shotgun mic, which, if you didn't know, yes, there are indoor and outdoor shotgun mics, but don't worry about that. That is for people who record audio on set. That's for boom operators and mixers to worry about on feature films and TV productions. It's not for you to worry about. Get whatever mic you think just sounds good and works best for you. I like Deity's mics. I like the quality they have. I just like how they sound personally, so that's why I went for it. And I also found it at a really good price, which, by the way, look around on Facebook Marketplace and eBay. You can find some pretty good gear for good prices, because microphones really do last a long time if they're built with quality, and you can get them used for a really good deal. Real quick, I want to show you guys the effect that noise reduction, compression, and EQ have on an audio sound, because it does do a whole lot more than you might think. I'm currently shooting this video in my living room, which has just a lot of blank walls and a lot of reflections. That way the audio in here really isn't that good. In fact, I can hear my own voice echoing around here and from my kitchen. I also have my Xbox on, there's traffic outside, and I can hear my fridge, which is perfect to show you the effects of noise reduction, compression, and EQ. But before we do this test, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, because it really helps out the channel and helps me keep making this kind of content. Okay, first we're gonna start on the lav. I'm gonna turn on noise reduction, EQ, and then compression in that order, because that's the order of the chain you should be building. So if you don't know how to build out your audio chain, you do noise reduction first, then you do EQ, and then you do compression after that. Those are the order you should be putting your plugins in. There you go. For this example, I'm gonna be reading G.K. Chesterton on cheese. My forthcoming work in 5 volumes, The Neglect of Cheese in European Literature, is a work of such unprecedented and laborious detail that it is doubtful if I shall live to finish it. Some overflowings from such a fountain of information may therefore be permitted to sprinkle these pages. I cannot yet wholly explain the neglect to which I refer. Poets have been mysteriously silent on the subject of cheese. And that is the lav. Now let's play it back and hear the Deity S-Mic 2 and just check out that difference. My forthcoming work in 5 volumes, The Neglect of Cheese in European Literature, is a work of such unprecedented and laborious detail that it is doubtful if I shall live to finish it. Some overflowings from such a fountain of information may therefore be permitted to sprinkle these pages. I cannot yet wholly explain the neglect to which I refer. Poets have been mysteriously silent on the subject of cheese. Okay guys, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.